Hello, welcome to another edition of Tackle Talk Live Monday. What is today?
22nd.
June 22nd. Right here in Natchitoches, Louisiana, from the banks of Sibley Lake. We are going to be talking all things related to Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn today. I'm Ranger Diver Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with V&M General Manager Kevin Jean.
G&M.
Yeah,
I don't know that one.
G&MV, whatever. But anyway, he's here. Kevin Jean's in the house with us, and so we're going to have a good time today. We got some special guests lined up for you today. We've got the winner of the Father-Son Outlaw Outdoor Tournament. We're going to have Derek Mundy on. And let's see, who else we got today?
Justin Cooper.
Justin Cooper, Toledo Bend guide, former NSU Northwestern State angler. And he's guiding over there now and doing a great job. Looking forward to having Justin on, give us a good Toledo Bend report. And I got a little bit of a report from my co-angler this past weekend at Sam Rayburn. He actually has a camp on Toledo Bend. And we'll give you a little bit of information on that as to what they're biting over.
Well, the big thing about the report for Toledo Bend coming up July 10th through the 12th is the Seeley's Big Bass Splash on Toledo Bend. So I know a lot of people are anxious that haven't been on Toledo lately, fixing to start practicing for that event. So we're going to start getting the reports coming in for you. There's not as many tournaments going on in Toledo Bend, so we'll get some reports coming in for you and get everybody ready for that event.
Yep, we're going to do that. We're going to cover some BASS news, a little FLW news. Had a little situation take place with the tournament up at Muskogee, Oklahoma, at the Arkansas River, and a little situation that occurred that cost the guy probably a win.
Cost him the win, cost him Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah, that hurts even worse.
Exactly.
Man.
So,
but anyway, we're going to cover all that today right here on Tackle Talk Live. And real quick, Kevin, tell us about our sponsor, the Boat Shop.
The Boat Shop. Mr. Raymond Kidd and his staff take great pride in keeping your boat and motor performing at its best. A certified Yamaha dealer and home to the best motor on the market today, the Yamaha Show. They also carry one of the best aluminum boats around, Sea Art. So stop by 2410 Sanford Avenue in Shreveport and let the Boat Shop take care of all your boating needs. Give them a call, 318-402-0399, or go to shreveportboatshop.com.
And on the phone with us for this interview, fresh off his another win. I get tired of talking about this guy, you know. Some people just win too much. And this is one
I don't think he's going to agree with you,
well,
Steve.
His wife probably won't disagree either. But, you know, I'm just like, Derek, why aren't you like the rest of us? Why you got to be different?
Man, I don't know. Sometimes different's better, I guess.
Just tell him, Derek, you put in enough time, I'm sure.
Oh, it's a lot of time behind that steering wheel.
Derek Mundy joins us right now. He won the Father-Son Outlaw Outdoors event that just took place yesterday. He had a small bag with only 3 fish weighing 23 pounds.
3 fish.
3 fish.
For 23 pounds.
That's just incredible. And, well, Derek, let's just jump right into this, man. First of all, congratulations, man. Well deserved. Tell us a little bit about what you did. I'm tired of asking GPS coordinates because I know you're not going to give them to me. So let's just go ahead and...
Let me ask you this, Derek. So we had 3 for 23. First question is, I know you had a 9-pounder, correct?
Yes, sir.
What was the other 2?
Like a 970 something, and the other one somewhere around 4.
2 9s. 2 9s.
You had 2 9-pounders and a 4.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay. Well.
So you were trying to cull a 4-pounder.
Well, I figured at that point, because I might as well just save something, or Brett be mad at me next weekend.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I mean now we'll get into that. So the Bass Champs, shootout, Texas shootout next weekend, next Sunday on Sam Rayburn, first place $50,000. You just had 3 for 23, so you're 5. No telling what that could have been if you'd have continued fishing. So did you catch those 3 in the same spot? Leave it? Kind of how did that? Was it a spot? Was it a bait? Kind of give us that breakdown, Derek.
I caught the first one. She was all by herself. I caught some smaller fish close, but we went fishless for a while that morning and pulled up on a little point and fired out there, and she is on it before I clicked the reel over.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
then we kind of went on and kind of fished, kind of some spots close to that area, and I was like, dang, I can't just show up with one big one and two little swimmers, you know. And so I zoomed the map out while I'm sitting there fishing, and I was like, dang, I've already fished a spot first thing this morning that's identical to this. I felt would be better. So I decided to wait till about lunch and go back and hit that one, and we rolled up there and caught a 4-pounder, and I drifted back and kind of got back to where I'd got that bite at, fired out again, and caught the other 9-pounder.
Wow. So basically you caught those pretty quick back to back with each other.
Oh, the 4 and the 9-pounder, the first 9-pounder was probably 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And it was pretty tough after that. I just couldn't.
Had a 9-pounder in the well. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. But
right,
you know,
I mean, as far as bites, it was
Yeah.
it was still kind of on the slow side.
but also Derek, you know, looking at the results, I know from the ABA both days, the weights were down a little bit. I know it took 17 on day 1 on the ABA and 19 on day 2 to win the ABA. And I heard that the weights were also down for the Outlaw Outdoors
Team
trail that was on Saturday. I heard those weights were down. I talked to several guys on the lake north of 147. A lot of them were struggling. They were fishing that event. What was your take overall? Looked like you said the day's fishing looked like it was pretty tough overall.
Right, I felt like it was going to be pretty tough going in. Stuff's been getting pounded lately, and I knew I had to do something different, but go for quality. Because if you can catch in a 3-fish deal, because I had a whole lot of time on the water, I've been off working, and I knew that I had to, if I could just catch one big one, and I'd have a chance.
Yeah.
And I just kind of went in with that mentality. I mean, I never went to the bank or nothing and tried to catch a limit or nothing. I just swung for the fences from the get-go.
Now, Derek, we're not going to dive into baits and get real specific with the big tournament coming up this weekend. The only thing I'm going to ask is it hard bait or plastic?
Plastic.
Okay. All right.
Now, Derek, you know, with success that you've had over there at Sam Rayburn in the last 3 years, basically the last 3, you've really come on strong. Are you having trouble with keeping places to yourself? Is that I know for Albert Collins, that became an issue for Albert, and people learned where stuff was at. They started fishing it. And he said it just got to where he couldn't have nothing to himself anymore. Are you starting to run into any of those issues yet?
Not really. I do stuff a little bit different. I don't really go look for a big school of fish or something like that. I just try to find that big loner here and there.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. That's funny you should say that, because Glenn Freeman told me at Toledo Bend one of the biggest obstacles he faced was the fact that on Toledo Bend, guys were going out when they'd find his stuff, they were rebrushing his stuff, and he didn't want it rebrushed. He said the best tops, or the smaller ones, where only one big fish will get on that top, and I thought that was interesting.
Right, I can agree with that. I mean, it's and I like if I'm gonna fish brush piles, I like to have me a bunch of little ones, because people have a lot harder time lining up on them, and
Yeah.
and it ain't gonna show up as big on the side imaging, and people will be like, man, that's gonna take me too long to hit it. I'm just gonna go on, and a lot of those I never see a fish in them. I mean, I just go find them, and then I start running them as fast as I can if I'm on a brush pile deal, and I'll run as many as I can until I get that clue, and then I start looking at them blue dots along with that lake master and just try to figure out what I can do to repeat that success,
Right. Now, do you run a lot of tops in different depths of water? So if you do get on a pattern like that, say 10 to 12, and then maybe you got some in 17 to 20, and I guess is that something you do a lot?
Right. I mean, I'll hit them all if I can. I might try to hit 40 of them in a day sometimes if I can. But I had my boy with me this last weekend, and I didn't want to run around all over the lake, and so I just kind of picked one stretch that I felt pretty good about. Actually, on the spot where I caught the 4 and the 10, me and Brett had caught some fish in that the third outlaw team trail, but none of them was big.
Right. Derek, what would have been your 5-fish stringer? What would have been your best 5?
I wouldn't have hit 30 because when I pulled up that one and caught, I already had 1 9, and I mean this was about lunch.
Now you caught the second 9 about 11:30, 12 o'clock. Was y'all done then? I'm assuming.
Right, because I just caught the 4. I caught the 4-pounder on the first cast. I mean, she hit it on the fall, and I set the hook and got her in, and then lined back up and fired out there the very next cast and caught that 9-pounder.
Now I will say, Steve, Derek's son was probably a little upset. Dad catches a 4 and then a 9, and then we got to leave the spot. So I'm assuming your son was not too thrilled.
Oh, I know. He had me a little nervous on that first one. He after about that third knot on her head from that dip net, I felt my leg about to give out from under me. I had to get down there and kind of help him out.
Yeah, I can understand that one.
Well, but what an honor, for you and your boy to get to fish together like that. That's something you don't ever forget. He'll never forget that. How old is he?
He's 9.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah.
He's at that right age, man. He will remember this the rest of his life.
What's he spending his share of the winnings on?
Oh, he's done talked about 4-wheelers and shotguns and more fishing gear. I mean, he's jacked.
Oh, that's good though. You've lit the fire. You've lit his fire. That's for sure.
Oh, it's crazy that about a month ago he went from like 10 to 100 on fishing. I mean, heck, when we pulled up at the boat ramp, we pulled up. I got there a little early, and he said, "Dad, while you loading the boat, I want to fish around the bank."
Oh my God!
And I was like, "Oh, we need to get on around there and get them weighed." And then, heck, we roll up at the house, and first thing he does, he gets his stuff out of the boat and straight. I got a little pond at my place, and away he went. He's up there at the pond.
He's eat up with it then.
Yeah, he's eat up.
He's jacked. I'm glad we kind of wasn't around a whole lot of people because he was sounding the alarm.
Oh really?
That's good.
Yeah, he was crowing like a rooster.
There you go.
Yeah, he's done hooked now, especially after that check there.
Yeah.
So Derek, how much sleep we gonna get this week with coming off 3 fish, 23 pounds, 2 9-pounders, and then you got a tournament this weekend. First place is $50,000. How much sleep we getting this week?
Oh, probably not a whole lot. I'll probably have to rub that melatonin in my eyeballs to get to sleep.
Derek, let me ask you this. Saturday compared to Sunday, the bite Saturday, it stayed cloudy up to about 11 o'clock, which was a pleasant surprise for a lot of people. But now Sunday, it cleared off and it got hot pretty quick. And there was no cloud cover till around 11 o'clock. How does brush top fishing work with that? Is it better on cloudy days or better on them sunny days?
I've caught them both ways, but honestly, I like a storm to be rolling in or something, like a little old pop-up shower.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Like yesterday.
It's coming over the nose of the boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it when it. I want bad weather.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts them by the tops better. You think?
I think it puts them a little bit more active.
I just think it just gets them ready to feed. I think just life starts moving and they start chowing. I don't know what it is, but they get aggressive.
Yeah. Well, Derek, look, we know you're at work, man. We appreciate you taking the time to kind of discuss it with us and kind of tell us a little bit about your day and 2 9-pounders. But we sure appreciate you coming on the show and want to wish you good luck next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm glad y'all had me.
Yeah. Good luck, man.
Yes, sir.
Derek Mundy, fresh off his big win with his son over there at the Outlaw Outdoors Father-Son Tournament, and congratulations to Derek. And again,
not 1, but 2 9-pounders.
Yeah, not 1, but 2. And so real quick, we're going to try to get Justin Cooper, get Justin on the phone. Toledo Bend has been one of those bodies of water here in the last month and a half. A lot of people have been, it's just been tough. I can't catch them here, can't catch them there. It's just really been tough. But from what I'm gathering, there's a bite starting to turn on, and I'm hoping with Justin's going to give us a little clue as to what may be going on. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it boat docks? What may be your ticket coming up this weekend for Bass Champs? And taking place over there. Oh, excuse me, the Sealy coming up in early July, which is a couple of weeks away, basically. So hopefully Justin give us a little information on that. We got him?
We got him on the phone.
Justin Cooper on the phone, Toledo Bend guide, former Northwestern State angler. And Justin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We are doing good. Are you actually on the water?
No, I'm not. It is, with these pop-up storms blowing through, it is starting to gas out here, and I'm glad I'm not on the water right now.
Yeah,
I was this morning and got ran off by a storm, but
yeah,
I'm sitting at the house now.
I got caught in that one at Rayburn yesterday, and it was absolutely brutal. One of the worst I've ever been in, and it was not fun. And so I understand where you're coming from with that. But up till now, how's the fishing been at Toledo Bend, and what's going on there?
It's been fair. After that little tropical storm, it kind of slowed down. You know, a lot of post-front, hot, sunny days, so that definitely slowed the bite. But we're still, catching anywhere from 15 to 25 fish a day, and catching some quality in there. We had one last week, 6-pounder on a drop shot of all things, so that was fun. But I'm a deep guy. That's how I love to catch them. Anywhere from 12 to 23 feet is about the depth range that we're targeting right now. I've heard of reports, some fish coming up shallow, but that's just not my thing. I'm tired of looking at the bank. I like to look at my grass, so that's what I like to do.
Right, you like to play that video fishing.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. I like to be able to see them on my grass, them little golf balls, turn around, first cast, catch one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my co-angler this past weekend, yesterday, my co-angler for the ABA actually has a camp on Toledo Bend, and he informed me the ribbit bite was starting to get good. Stephen English has a camp over there, and he was telling me the ribbits bite has been turning on, which would be a shallow bite. You heard the same thing?
Yeah, I've heard of a shallow frog bite. Lake level is 170.6-ish, so a little over a foot low. And that's going to put, these outside grass lines in a pretty decent depth, for that frog fishing, swim bait, swim jigs, that kind of stuff. So I can still see, several shallow fish being caught.
Justin, you're talking about, deep fishing, and what depth are you finding most of the schools in on the end of those points?
Majority of them are in 15 to 20.
Okay, so they haven't hit that 25 depth yet.
No, I've seen some that deep, but they're just spotted bass or, small ones, nothing of any quality. I'm a mid-lake guy, so that's about the depth that those fish, offshore fish, like to stay in, especially the good ones,
So as a thermocline come into play, I know at Lake of the Pines, the thermocline was about 15 foot. You couldn't find nothing alive below 15 foot over there. Everything was 15 and above. Are you finding that to be the case at Toledo Bend yet?
No, I haven't seen a thermocline that shallow. I've seen it out in 30 plus, but nothing that shallow yet.
Okay.
Justin, we got the Sealy's Big Bass Splash coming up July 10th through the 12th on Toledo Bend. So what is that? It'd be 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, correct?
Yes.
Almost
3 weeks.
Right at a little under 3 weeks away. So, for everybody that's planning on coming to Toledo that weekend, everybody's starting to get ready, maybe getting ready to come practice, kind of give us, a little report on maybe what to do, when you hit the lake, what are they, are we going to start early, start shallow early, go deeper later on the day, kind of some different techniques, just a quick little report for those guys coming in for the Big Bass Splash.
Yeah, so there could definitely be some chase cast shallow. That first 30 minutes, 45 minutes of daylight for sure. Those big females love to pull up, and if you get around a brim bed that still has some brim spawning on it, you may be able to throw a swim jig or a big worm around the edge of those brim beds and definitely catch a giant for sure. Like Derek was saying, he likes to target single big fish. Man, that's what I would do. I would get out on those big ledges, some river holes, some bluff banks, and try to target those single individual fish that are just hanging out around big stumps or around a brush pile. But that's not saying that you can't find a school of fish and catch money fish out of them, because it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Have the tops been a
definitely-
player? Have the brush piles been a player for big bass? I know everybody on Toledo Bend is fishing for white perch right now because everybody's catching 100 a day. I think, but has the brush piles become a player for the largemouth and the big ones anyway on Toledo?
I haven't seen it play a factor yet. Well, we haven't fished many of them. You know, we're still touring those schools of fish where we're trying to get numbers and a few quality size. You know, we have hit a few, but nothing of any size has came out of them. So, but I'm looking for that to play a factor. But 3 weeks from now, it's going to be even hotter, and those big females are going to move, out from that range that I think they're in right now is that 5 to 12 foot range.
Yeah.
I think the majority of those big ones are still in that depth range.
Right.
And I think by 3 weeks from now, they're going to move out some of those big brush piles, some of those deeper river holes, and definitely play a factor.
Well, as we continue to go into the summertime, Justin, I know the farther up you go, and the lake continues to fall, and pull water out, which happens at Toledo Bend. It may get down 4 or 5 more feet before the end of summer. Those river channel curves and bends farther up the lake, are those still players? If you can find where the ditches come into those, are those still good players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of timber on those river bends up there on the north end of the lake, big stumps, some brush piles as well. And that's the kind of stuff that I really look for up on the north end of the lake. A lot of my deeper holes are, on the river, or very, very close to the river, just because there isn't enough deep water on that north end of the lake.
Yeah.
The deepest stuff is right there at the river. So, Florida strain largemouth, Toledo Bend, when it gets hot, they love to go deep.
Yeah.
So those north fish go to the river, and I think even some of them follow the river down, to about that mid-lake region.
Right. Justin, give me 2 baits. Give me 2 baits everybody's got to have coming to the Big Bass Splash.
Yeah.
Number one's going to be a half-ounce Texas rig V&M Wild Thing 8.5 in redbug. That catches more 4 to 6, 7 pound range fish on trips for myself and my clients in the summertime than any other bait that we throw. And definitely the other being a V&M football jig. With a J-bug trailer, you can't go wrong. Big fish love a big, slow, easy meal, and those 2 baits right there are the 1-2 punch, I believe, to catch a money-winning fish on Toledo Bend for that Big Bass Splash.
So deep cranking is not something you would necessarily. You might have one tied on, but if the fish got really aggressive.
Yeah, I would have one on definitely. For if I find a school of fish, or maybe 2 or 3 sitting on a stump, it's something that I would cast at them. But I'm gonna make a cast
honestly,
with my worm and my jig first.
Honestly, in Toledo Bend, late June and July, it becomes a plastic football
I
jig
would
deal.
agree.
Same on Rayburn. It's not a cranking thing. Now, in May, when the McDonald's usually is on Toledo Bend,
Right.
it's dominated by cranking.
Right.
But now, later in the year, being July, you got to have your big worms and your football jigs.
Yeah.
You've got to have those things. It's not going to be, which people that fish the McDonald's really love, because tell you what, you get out there on ledges and crank that 6XD or 10XD for an hour, 2 hours straight, you're wore out.
Oh, ain't no doubt. Justin, you talked about in the beginning of when we first started this interview about the drop shot. Now, the drop shot is for you. Is it more about numbers? You're just trying to get clients on fishing and let them catch fish. Is that right, or is that something you might incorporate? In this event coming up.
For us, it's a numbers deal.
Right.
In the Big Bass Splash, it's something that I wouldn't even pull out the box.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 bites a day, not 20 to 30, and hope to maybe catch a 4-pounder. Because, like I said, a 6-pounder on a drop shot, I'm out here a lot, and that's only the 3rd or 4th 6-pounder on a drop shot that I've seen on Toledo in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, Justin, let everybody know how they can get a hold of you in case. I'm assuming you've got some open dates available.
Yeah, I've got. I think I got one day next week, and after that, it's a little bit more open. But you can check me out on Facebook at Coopsy's Texas Guide Service. That's my guide page. You can go on there. You can message me through there. My email is justincooperfishing@gmail.com. and my cell phone number is 318-471-1760. I'd love to take anybody out that's looking to learn the lake, vacation, looking to learn about electronics. And I love to take kids fishing. That's probably my favorite trip is taking kids fishing and putting them on some largemouth and just seeing them smile.
Good deal. Well, Justin, we appreciate you coming on with us today, and we'll let you get back out. I'm sure you're going out to the lake this evening, probably to find you some more crappie holes, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Hey, that's right. Got to fill the freezer, boys.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Well, Justin Cooper, we heard directly from Justin there, one of the guys at Toledo Bend, and does a great job. And again, if you're looking for somebody that can, introduce youngsters into fishing, as he said he loves to do, there ain't no better way than to hire a really good guy like Justin Cooper to do that, because again, you want to go with somebody that's got had some success, and you also want to go with somebody that has the patience to work with the young ones. And so, honestly, some of your older guys, let's just be honest, some of the older guys, they don't have the patience they used to have. But Justin's one of the young anglers over there, young guys. And so, again, you couldn't hire a better guy than Justin Cooper for Toledo Bend.
And one thing, and you can hear the difference between Derek and Justin. Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn are so different.
Oh, yeah.
They're very, very different.
For two lakes that are 20 miles apart as a crow flies.
Well, not just from Rayburn, they're biting pretty good, and,
right.
and Toledo they're not right now.
But the way they fish.
Yeah. Sam Rayburn, you've got to be in a pile or around a pile
right.
to catch a fish, some good fish right now.
Significant fish.
Correct. Yeah. Most of your tournaments are being won. We've had every winner that's been on Sam Rayburn the past month, and everything has been said about a brush pile.
Yeah.
Right now on Toledo Bend, you can't catch them in a brush pile.
Right.
It takes longer for them fish to go to brush piles on Toledo.
It seems like structure at Toledo Bend
it's stumps.
better.
It's just any kind of single laydown.
Humps.
But the thing about Toledo is those fish chase bait. That's why all the graphing that goes on Toledo, we just graph just plain points. And the river, where the river bends by close to a point, they'll shove bait fish on there, and all of a sudden all the bass come up and feed on it.
Yeah.
So they're very, very different. You can fish like that on Sam Rayburn, but you're not going to catch the size that the guys do in the brush piles.
It's funny you should say, because at Sam Rayburn, I spent a lot of time, my last 2 trips over there, and I'm finding humps. Mm-hmm. Well, Toledo Bend, you find a hump. You're not going to find a little honey hole. I'm not seeing any fish on the structure at Sam Rayburn. Like you said, it's more about a top and finding them, which I guess is deeper than the humps are going to be.
Right.
And so they just don't seem to be relating to the structure.
The thing about Toledo with the humps is you might go over a hump one day and it's just full of bait fish, and you might catch 20, 25 pounds.
Right.
You might not catch a fish there for the next week because
Yeah.
it all relates to bait. If the bait's there on Toledo, the fish are there, and the bait move. But on Sam Rayburn, it's like Derek said, you run 40 brush piles a day.
Yeah.
So it's 2 very different lakes, and they fish different. But we are very fortunate to have both of them right here in our backyard.
Real quick, let's go into the Bassmaster Elite Series. This was the Open, Central Open on the Arkansas River out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. A place that has, it's a shallow water tournament now. You want to get shallow, this is where you're going to get shallow. And Chris Jones pulled out the victory. He ended up with a total weight of 42.13. John Garrett, and Kevin's got the story on that. John Garrett finished second, and tell us why he finished second, Kevin.
So about midday on the championship Saturday, the final day, John Garrett looked in his live well when he caught a fish and realized he had 6 fish in his live well, and he had 6 fish in his live well for a good period of time. Now, BASS has 2 different rules for that. If you stop in the middle of the day and report the violation, it's a 2-pound penalty.
Right.
Now, if he was to come in to weigh in with those 6 fish, it is a loss of your biggest fish and the penalty and another penalty on top of that.
Yeah.
So he found out during the day, called the tournament director during the tournament, so it was only a 2-pound penalty.
Yeah.
And you say only. Here's the problem with that. Chris Jones won with 42 pounds, 13 ounces. John Garrett, who had a 2-pound penalty, finished second with 42 pounds, 7 ounces.
And those of you, if you're not a tournament guy, don't understand. Ounces ounces make the difference between first and 10th.
So if he
2
would,
pounds?
if he
That's
would
huge.
not have had the penalty, he would have won.
Yeah.
Which is about first place was $44,800. Second place was $21,760.
Yeah.
$20-something thousand difference.
Yep.
And a trip to the Bassmaster Classic.
$20,000 mistake plus a trip to the Classic. I mean, that just really makes it hard to swallow. And he was sick about it. And you see guys in these tournaments, watching them on the Elite Series, FLW, MLF, where these situations occur. Not so much MLF because they throw them all back now, but I've seen it happen with FLW. You guys get excited. Us anglers, we get excited. Sometimes we just forget how many we got in there. We don't count right.
I keep waiting for Daryl Gleason to comment because it happened to us.
Yeah.
We were at the Toyota team tournament in Alabama on Wheeler Lake in 2012, 2013. And we came to the weigh-in with 6 fish. Had no idea all day long. We didn't know when it happened. We didn't know what happened. All we know is when we got back to weigh-in, we had 6 fish in the line well. We reported it, and we would have been top 10 in that tournament, and it cost us a check.
Right. Running down the list here, Dale Hightower was third in that event. Lee Livesey from Longview, Texas, was fourth. Cody Huff, who we've had on here. Won back-to-back Toledo Bend events over there early this year. Cody Huff was in fifth. One of the up-and-coming anglers.
Absolutely.
He's
well, Cody Huff is just finishing college up. John Garrett's was last year college champion. So you got 2 guys from, just fresh out of college in the top 5 here.
Stephen Browning was 6th, the local angler from up in that region. He does really well on those. He likes the rivers type system, whether it's Red River, Arkansas. He's grown up doing that. Brandon Polinick, who after a slow start had 2 good days back-to-back, finished 7th. Caleb Gibson was 8th. Justin Margraves was 9th. Spike Stoker was 10th. Just looking down the list here, let's see here. There's a name you don't see much anymore. Randy Blanket. Randy's old timer from way back and has had some success years ago. He's coming back again.
This was a very different tournament, Steve, in the way that the first flight checked in at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had to spread the flights out due to COVID-19, so everybody couldn't be coming in one. So, like day 1, Greg Hackney was leading with 18 pounds.
Yes.
Day 2, Greg Hackney had 1 fish because he couldn't go back to his fish because he had to check in at 1 o'clock.
A shorter day.
Day 1, Keith Poche did not catch a fish.
Yeah, zeroed.
Because he could not get to his fish because he had a 1 o'clock check-in.
Yep.
Day 2, he had a late check-in, went to his fish, came back, had 19 pounds.
Yep.
And day 3, he didn't have them very well. No, he didn't make day 3. I'm sorry. So you have 2 guys there. One day had 18. One of them had 19. The other day they hardly had anything.
Right. Good bounce back for Keith. Like I said, coming from 0 to he ended up in 27th place with 19.5. And then it's looking a little farther down there. Gerald Swindle finished 46th. Same deal. He had 3:15 the first day, 12:13 the second day. And then Daryl Gleason finished at 48th. Good finish for Daryl overall, top 50. 16.4 for Daryl. 12.6 on day 1, 3.14.
Yeah, he was sitting top 20 on day 1, had a really good day, and day 2.
That was probably his short day, the 3.14.
It actually was. So, that's tough. And that's tough to game plan because everything goes down to your boat number. All practice, and you don't know what your boat number is going to be.
And the Arkansas River is kind of like the Red River. It involves lock times.
Oh, yeah.
Locking through. Do you lock through? Not lock through? The guy that was, I think, one of the top 3 guys, I saw an interview where he has talked about how he couldn't make up his mind and was worried about getting back in time to make his lock time.
Lee Livesey, who finished 4th overall, I'm good friends with Lee, and I know day 1 he weighed in 12 pounds. I'm sorry. Day 1 he had 13 pounds 11 ounces. He made check-in time by 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because of the lock. So, the locks and check-in times, it's just everything is such a player there on Arkansas River. But congratulations, Chris Jones. He won the Open on the Arkansas River either last year or year before last. Made it to the Classic. He won it again. So congratulations to Chris on his win and his berth to the Classic.
Real quick, ABA took place at Sam Rayburn this past weekend. It's the Bass Pro Shop Open Series. Mark Hooker won. There was 2 tournaments, Saturday and Sunday. Sunday was a makeup. Saturday was a regular scheduled event. Mark Hooker went from Montgomery, Texas, won it with 5 fish weighing 17.25. Again, the weights were down for this event a little bit. Shannon Frick from Hemp Hill, Texas was in second with 17-14. Neil Gilmore from Magnolia, Texas was third. Just looking down, and Steve Phillips was fifth. Let's see here. There's a Danny Cherry from Jasper, Texas, which is local. Kevin Lazione from our neck of the woods here, Dry Prong, Louisiana. Kevin finished ninth with 13:33. Fairly good turnout. What hurt this event both days was outlaw outdoor events that were going on. They were pulling a lot of boats, and there were some guys fishing the open that would have normally been in this event. Day 2, the second tournament, back to back. Again, clean slate, started on Sunday. Clay Phillips, who we had on.
Yep, had Clay on several weeks ago.
Yep, Clay came on, and he had a good tournament. He had 19-16. Actually, Clay introduced himself to me, and hey, good meeting you, Clay. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on with us a few weeks ago. And he won this event with 19-16. Shannon Frick, who was also in top 5 in the last
Shannon got second the day before.
Yep, you're exactly right.
So he got back-to-back second places.
And Neil Gilmore finished third, same spot he finished on day 1, 17-46. You brought that to my attention. Danny Cherry was also top 10 from Jasper. He had another pretty good day with 14 pounds. Weights were down again on Sunday, again expected just because the fish have been hammered between Outlaw and this, and there was 2 other events going on as well on local tournaments, club events. So, but overall, it was a good turnout. I think there was 43 boats on the first day, 44 on the second day, and some of the guys. But overall, in this circuit, it's going well. We got one more event in this coming up that will actually
in August.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, gonna be a little hot.
That's gonna be warm.
Yep, gonna be a little warm. So, but anyway, looking forward to it. Then we got the 2-day championship at Texoma,
Right.
Which will, that's a different place. If you've never fished Lake Texoma, it's a lot of rock, and so different kind of no grass. That's what I meant to ask Justin. Where is he seeing the grass? Is there any mid-lake grass on Toledo Bend right now? Is it all still in the south?
Not mid-lake.
Nothing
Not mid-lake. Only kind of
Probably
grass.
Indian Mound South.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even say Indian Mounds.
Really?
You're gonna have to go down a 6 mile before you find any grass.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So upcoming events, June 28th, this upcoming weekend, the Bass Champs Texas Shootout on Sam Rayburn. Practice Saturday. If you've paid for the event is on Sunday. So you practice Saturday. It's off limits this week. Event coming up on Sunday. First place, $50,000. July 4th, Outlaw Outdoors July 4th tournament that they have every year. And then July 10th through the 12th on Toledo Bend, the Sealy's Big Bass Splash.
Yes, and make sure if you haven't registered for that, you can register Academy. A lot of the academies, you can register at Academy. You can still go online. I'm not sure if the deadline's passed for online registration or not, but go to SealyOutdoors.com and you can find that out for sure. And again, that's a great event. If you've never fished one of the Bob Sealy events, it doesn't matter. Bob, if he's scheduled to give away money, he's going to give it away. Whether there's 20 boats there or 250 boats there, he's going to give it away. But they usually have big turnouts.
Oh yeah, he'll be a monster.
Yeah,
There's
so
no
it's
doubt about
always
it.
a big event.
Starting tomorrow, the FLW Super Tournament, which we've had a couple of the MLF guys on the show to talk about.
Right.
Talk about the Super Tournament. So the FLW guys merging with about 40 or 50 of the MLF guys to form the Super Tournament. It starts tomorrow on Lake Chickamauga. I know a lot of my guys are over there practicing right now. I've talked to. It's going to be an interesting event, Steve.
Yeah.
That is a lot of boats on Chickamauga that fishes very small this time of year. Those fish are like Toledo Bend, Sam Rayburn. They're out deeper on those ledges, grouped up, and it fishes really small.
Right.
Like Chickamauga does when that happens, and it's going to be a boat draw deal, really. When you get that many, we're talking, over 200 boats, I think, in this event. Of that 200 boats of that, of the best in the best, some of the best there is.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all going to know where them schools are, and it's just going to be a boat race, basically, see who gets to them.
That's exactly right.
So,
and if you want to watch that, you can watch that MLF.com.
No, it's going to be FLW.
Oh, FLW.
Yes.
Go to FLWlive.com, and you can watch probably. They do a great job of covering all these events. So if you want to tune in and watch live coverage, make sure you go to FLW.com.
And this will be, for a lot of you guys, we get asked a lot about deep fishing. People are trying to learn. And if for all you guys wanting to learn about that, that will be a great event to watch because most of it be dominated by deep fishing, brush piles, and just deep cranking, so on and so forth. And so a lot of these tips and techniques will be given out during this time, so it'll be a great live event to watch for you guys wanting to learn how to fish deep.
All right, Jeff, is that it?
That's it. Go check out the boat shop. Make sure to give our guys over Raymond Kidd and his staff a call if you need any help on the motor or trolling motor, anything they can help you with. Give them guys a call or check them out on their website, and make sure and give them a like on Facebook.
Yep. And if you're if you're in the market for a boat, there are a lot of used boats that are coming in right now. A lot of guys are buying boats. My co-owner that I fished with yesterday, he's looking for a boat. And so make sure you check out your dealer, especially the boat shop. Raymond Kidd's got boats constantly coming in. And be patient right now because a lot of the manufacturers on these boats are behind. There's been such a rush on boat buying the last 2 months and a spike in boat buying that a lot of them are behind. So be patient. If they don't have the dealer what you need, they can order it for you. So it may take you a little bit longer to get it in. But anyway, thank you for tuning us in. We appreciate you. Again, if you're interested in sponsoring this show, make sure to contact us through Facebook. Just message us, Tackle Talk Live. Go to our Facebook page. Let us know, hey, send me a packet, whatever. We'll send it to you and make sure we get you set up. So look forward to talking to y'all again next week. If you want to continue to catch more fish, you got to continue to watch Tackle Talk Live. This week's Tackle Talk Live tip of the week. I'm Ranger Daiwa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, and I want to introduce you to the product as well as the sponsor of our show, but a product that will help you get through these hot summer months and keep your fish alive in that live well. This year, COVID-19's had a huge impact on all of our fishing. A lot of our tournament trails have been canceled. The good spring events that were normally got good cool water to deal with have come and gone. Now we're heading into the summertime, heading into June, July, and August, and a lot of tournament trails are cranking back up again, and that's going to mean fish care is going to be of a premium importance this coming summer, more than usual. So make sure you've got fish care products in your boat. This is their live well treatment system that is designed to keep fish healthy in your live well, put slime back on them, rejuvenate your fish, so that when you weigh them in, they're all alive and kicking. So if you want to make sure you're weighing live fish instead of dead ones, make sure you got some good live well treatment from Fish Care Products. That's this week's Tackle Talk Live tip of the week.